Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to class with Aunty Ingrid. Today we are going to look at the topic multiplication. Before we begin, I want to ensure that you have your book, your pencil, and an eraser because I want to ensure that you are prepared for learning. Alright, so if you do not have your book and your pencil and your eraser, you can pause the video and you can go and get your tools so that when I am giving an activity, you'll be able to participate. Alright, so we are going to begin. At the end of the lesson, you will be able to define at least 3 multiplication terms, observe objects and write multiplication facts, and solve multiplication word problems. Alright? However, before we begin, I am going to sing a multiplication song for you. I hope you will enjoy it. Okay? So here we go. When we multiply, we're adding the same number over and over and over again. When we multiply, we're adding the same number over and over and over again. The numbers we multiply are called factors or multiplicand and multiplier. The answer we get is called the product. The product. Instead of 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 equal 10, we can multiply 5 times 2 and the product will be 10. When we multiply, we're adding the same number over and over and over again. When we multiply, we're adding the same number over and over and over again. The numbers we multiply are called factors or multiplicand and multiplier. The answer we get is called the product. The product. The answer we get is called the product. The product. Wow, I enjoyed that song. I hope you enjoyed it too. Alright, so that's teacher's multiplication song. You can learn it so it will help you with your multiplication problems. Alright, now we are going to go into our lesson. What is multiplication? Multiplication is a short way of adding the same number many times. It is repeated addition. For example, instead of adding 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 to get 12, we can multiply 4 times 3 equal 12. The 4 in this problem tells the amount of sets that we are seeing. So the 4 tells the amount of sets and the number 3 tells the amount of objects that are in the set. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sets and each set has 3 stars. So we simply say 4 times 3 and we would get 12. The product would be 12. Let's continue. Now we are going to look at some terms that we use when we are multiplying. The two numbers we multiply together are called multiplicand and multiplier. And the answer that we get is called the, anyone remember based on this song that we sang earlier? What is the answer called? Very good. The answer is called the product. All right. At the bottom, we have 3 sets. 1, 2, 3 sets. And in each set, we have 2 balloons. So this is simply saying 3 times 2 and the product is 6. All right. Now, we can also call the two numbers we multiply together factors. Do you remember that in the song? Yes. The numbers we multiply together are also called factors. So factor times factor equal product. And you notice the name for the answer remains the same. The name for the answer is always the product. So we can say multiplicand and multiplier. The answer is still the product. Or we can say factor times factor. The answer we get is still the product. Okay? Are you understanding so far? All right, let's continue. We are now going to look at some objects, and we are going to write a multiplication fact to tell how many in all. You are going to need your book and your pencil so that you can participate, okay? All right, so our first problem is write a multiplication fact to tell how many balls in all. Now we are going to use some steps to solve this problem. So the first step is we are going to find out how many sets in all. How many sets are you seeing? So let's count how many sets. 1, 2. So we are seeing 2 sets. So you are going to write the number 2 in your book. We are seeing 2 sets. All right, I hope you have written the number 2. Now we are going to look at step 2. We are going to find out how many balls are in each set. All right, so let's count to see how many balls we have in set 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 balls in set 1. And if you can see, set 1 and set 2 are the same. So if there are 4 balls in set 1, there are also 4 balls in set 2. So we are, instead of adding up all these balls, we are going to multiply 2 times 4. So we are going to put our multiplication sign and the number 4. So it's 2 times 4. So this represents 2 sets with 4 balls each. All right, and if you know your tables, if you know your 2 times table, you can tell teacher 2 4s are what? 2 4s are? Yes, man, I hear you shouting it out. 2 4s are 8. So for you to do multiplication well, you must know your tables. You must know your multiplication tables. So you're going to study them so that you can master multiplication. All right? So now we are going to look at another problem. And I hope you're going to remember step 1 and step 2. Okay, so let's go. Now we are going to write a multiplication fact to tell how many lollipops in all. Wow, look at all these lollipops. Oh my goodness. I don't have the time to count all these lollipops. They are too much. So guess what I'm going to do? I am going to multiply because I know my tables well. So I am going to find a short way of adding these lollipops. All right, but I have to do something first. Can anyone tell me what I should do first? Do you remember? All right, excellent job. So the first thing teacher is going to do, she's going to find out how many sets in all. Can you count with me? Let's count together to find out how many sets we have. 1, 2, 3. So we have 3 sets. So write that number 3. We have 3 sets. Now I need another number. So I have my multiplicand. I need another number. That number is going to be my what? Did I hear somebody say multiplier? Excellent job. So step 2 is I am going to find out how many lollipops are in each set. And if you notice, they all look the same. So whatever is in set 1 is also in set 2 and set 3. So we are only going to count the amount of lollipops in set 1. All right, and then we are going to multiply that number by 3. Okay, so let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 5 lollipops in set 1. And we know that if there are 5 lollipops in set 1, there are 5 in set 2, and there are 5 in set 3. So we are going to multiply 3 times 5. 3 times 5. And as I said before, if you know your tables, you can just tell me that answer. Instead of counting up all these lollipops, you can just say 3 sets with 5 lollipops each, teacher. 3 times 5 equals 15. Woo! Awesome job. 3 5s are 15. All right, so as we said already, multiplication is a short way of adding the same number over and over again. All right, now guess what, boys and girls? We have come to the end of our lesson, but we have to recap to see what you remember. So are you ready for some questions? Yes, I know you're ready, and guess what? You're going to solve some problems on your own. So let's go for our first question. All right, so our first question is very simple. What is a multiplication? And if you remember this song that we did before we started the lesson, you can know what is multiplication. All right, so what is multiplication? Okay, the answer is multiplication is a short way of adding the same number together many times. All right, and if you had said it is repeated addition, you would have been correct as well, because multiplication is also repeated addition. Excellent job. Put your hands together for yourself. Wonderful. I am so proud of you. Question 2. The two numbers we multiply together are called. What are they called? Think about that song that we did earlier. All right, let's see what I have. So the answer is they are called multiplicand and multiplier. But guess what? There is another name that we can call them. Anybody remember that name? Very good. If you had said factor, you are indeed correct, because they can also be called factors. All right? Very good. Tap yourselves, man. You're doing an awesome job. Excellent, excellent work. I am so proud of you. Keep it up. Let's see what else I have for you. Question number 3. When we multiply two numbers together, what is the answer called? I know you're thinking. All right, so let's see what I have. The answer is called the product. So if you had said the product, you are indeed correct. Excellent job. Excellent job. You are doing an awesome job. Now we are going to be looking at some problems, and you are going to solve these problems for teacher. All right? So let's see what's the first problem. Now, this is the first problem. There are 5 bunches of bananas. Each bunch has 3 bananas. How many bananas are there in all? And you are going to write a multiplication fact to find the product. All right? Now, each bunch represents one set. Each bunch represents one set. So remember step 1, what you're supposed to do first, then step 2, and then if you know your tables, as I said before, you can just say that answer. You don't have to count up all these bananas. All right, so step one, what's the first thing you're going to do? Put down that answer. So we have 5 bunches, and as I said, each bunch represents 1 set. So how many sets do we have? And then you're going to do step 2. What should you do at step 2? All right. I know I have some great mathematicians in my class. So I know that you know what you're doing. So let's see what I have. And if this is what you had written, then you are indeed correct. So we have 5 times 3. So the 5 represents the set. We have 5 sets. And we have 3 bananas in each set. All right, so it's 5 times 3. And what is that answer? The answer is 15. Clap yourself. 15. Excellent job. Excellent job. Wow, my great mathematicians. Woo! I am so very proud of you. Let's go to the next question. Now, there are 2 baskets on a table. And each basket represents a set, all right? There are 2 baskets on a table. Each basket has 7 apples. How many apples are there in all? So we have 2 baskets. And in each basket we have 7 apples. Remember your step 1 and your step 2. And then you can find your product. All right? Giving you some time to solve this problem. All right. I know my bright boys and girls are doing an excellent job. Okay, so let's see what teacher has. And remember, you can pause before I put up my answer so that you can check to see if you are doing the correct thing. All right. So let's see what you have. Let's see what I have. So it's 2 times 7. The 2 here represents the amount of sets. And the 7 tells how many are in each set. So 2 7s are what? 2 7s are 14. Excellent job. Excellent job. Wonderful. Now I have one last one for you to do. And this time, I am not going to say anything. You're going to remember step 1, step 2, and then I am just going to put my answer. So I'm giving you some time to do this one on your own, all right? So here we go. There are 2 spiders on the wall. How many spider legs in all? 2 spiders on the wall. How many spider legs in all? All right. Think I've given you enough time? So it's 2 times 8. The 2 represents the sets. So we have 2 sets. We have 1 spider in each set, but the spider has 8 legs. All right, the spider has 8 legs. So it's 2 times 8. And 2 8s are what? Excellent job. 2 8s are 16. 2 8s are 16. Wow. I am so proud of my students today. Keep up the good work. You are doing an awesome job. All right. So we have come to the end of our session for today. And I must say that you have done an excellent job. Thank you for watching. And please remember to share this link with other students so they too can learn. See you at our next session. Bye.